We are about to continue our expedition, which took start in the village of Sangardak in Saurashtra district of Sukhandara region. Our aim is to walk through the ancient short road from Sangardak village to Kashkadaria to shoot its nature and historical monuments along the way. In the last episode of our program, we added the topic when we went out of the Amir Timur cave. We are going to start this episode from the very place. Our adventures in the cave have been amazing. We have all grown spiritually. It was as if we were traveling through the period of Amir Timur. And now we are walking along the Kalaishwara Gorge. Our next destination is Hukusburan Waterfall. The name Hukusburan means the nose of bull. As you can see, there are lots of challenges along the way. But these tricky moments never give us to get bored. Sometimes we avoid huge rocks. Following that, we go through such crossings. In some cases, we have to walk on steep roads. It's mostly dangerous to fall down, and even a small slip can bring dangerous situations. At every step, we fear that any member of our team might be injured. However, these challenging moments give pleasure. It's a very special pleasure to walk among the thick bushes, which are especially tall. However, one should be very careful here as well, because under the grass could often be a nest of danger. Whether we look back or forward, Dara is incredibly charming. These landscapes, a vast expanse, encourage people to think, to understand himself, and as a consequence to create. Indeed, nature is one of the important factors influencing the development and formation of sincere, beautiful feelings, as well as it's an inexhaustible source for giving a pleasant impression and pleasant moments to humans. A person's sense of taste and beauty is formed throughout his life in the process of work, life, public relations, and leisure. Our worldview is growing during the expedition, accompanied by sincere and kind people in this charming place. It is felt in ourselves as well. While we were walking, thinking about these thoughts, suddenly our program director slipped and this caused to fall down. Fortunately, he was not injured. The camera he was carrying was not damaged either. Everyone has their role to play in that team, of course, but if the director had any problems, we would be in a much more tricky situation. This incident made a hint to continue our expedition, being more careful. Now we are about 2 kilometers down from the cave. On the other side of the water, another expedition members are waiting for us. Most importantly, we got out of the cave safely. After walking for an hour, we came to a wider area of the gorge. Here we can have a rest for a while. So, what do you say about the beauty of this place? How would you describe it? There are black eagles, falcons, eagles, the white-headed storks, black stork, and other species of bird among these lions. After some rest, we continued on our way. Hokkaesburan waterfall is close to where we are now. After another 10 or 15 minutes of walking, the waterfall comes out to our right. We are crossing a rocky road. Although this road seems to be easy, but actually it's very dangerous. If you slip a little, the stones will take you to the bottom of the gorge. The black traces on these high rocks to our right added to the luxury of the tree, didn't it? Do you see that? You can see the Hokkaesburan waterfall over there, under the huge rocks. From a distance, the waterfall seems more fascinating and life-giving under a high rock. If you look closely, you will notice that a million-ton part of the majestic mountain resembles a bull's head. It looks like water is gushing out of his huge nostrils. The weather is not so hot, however, as we approached the waterfall, a very pleasant, mild breeze caressed our faces. The weather is cool here. We want to sit here for an hour and relax. In front of us we can see a lush pine forest. A forest, they provide clean oxygen. Drops of water hit our bodies and keep us cool. We have drunk this water a lot. Drops of water are falling on us from a 35-meter high cliff. The charm of this waterfall is not only in its length or size, but also in the delicacy of the hyacinth that surround it. It is more fascinating with grasses. Flowering grasses and rocks. We stepped into the middle of it to enjoy this beauty more and more. We can see and feel the charm of the water flowing from the heart of the steep rock. Here we perceive the melody of our thoughts playing in this place. Under the influence of this melody, we widened our views. Sometimes we were drinking its water. Occasionally, we were thinking. Hokkaesburan waterfall is a miracle of nature. There are very few such miracles in the world. It is quite crucial to preserve such waterfalls naturally because it is also a natural heritage of our people. One of the important tasks is to preserve this heritage and bring it to the future generations. Even though human being has a great potential in terms of gaining knowledge, inventing, creating then other existence, but he is astonishing at the subtlety of Mother Nature, at the miracle of nature, isn't he? We stayed for an hour watching this unique property of nature, its creative work. It will soon get dark. Until then, we have to reach a place called Kaftahowar, under the arch of the tree. Now we are heading in that direction. There are 3 types of spruce in these areas. 3 layers of shrubs and an almond tree are common. Medicinal plants such as sage, tea grass are also abundant. We have shooted Amir Timur Cave, Hokasburn waterfalls, and now we are going back. This is the 5th day of our expedition. I think we have lost our way because there are 2 roads here now. I think we have almost reached our destination. We have reached the camp. It is almost there. There is a voice coming from somewhere. After a 2-hour walking downhill, we also reached the Kaftahowar under the arch in the Palai Shirang Gorge. These pine trees give a charming look to the gorge. The largest spruces are 700–800 years old. It's a home to the various species of birds. The river water is a little far from us, but its sound can be heard as far as us. We are staying here tonight. After placing our luggage, we all sat down to have a dinner together. Today is the 5th day of our expedition. We have completed almost 70% of our planned work. So after dinner, we all chatted calmly. There are scientists and scholars among the expedition members. It's quite interesting to hear their conversations. As our expedition almost came to the end, some of the crew members went to the forester's house. It was getting dark by this time. Now we are preparing for sleeping by raising temporary shelters. Some members decided to spend the night in tents, while others preferred to spend the night outside because the weather was mild. We all shared with people close to us and talked until we fell asleep. The stars look so beautiful in front of the Shepherd's Hill on the mountain right. We really wanted to see this beauty tonight. But it was more than 10 o'clock and there was no sign of the stars. We probably shouldn't be able to see them this time because the rainy cloud in the sky is not spreading and we are down a lot too. Yes, we didn't get a chance to enjoy the stars that night, but the air is soft and pleasant. It was getting colder by midnight, but it didn't hurt us either. The rain dripped 2 or 3 times. Yesterday the night had been stranger, but today we have had a good night. Everyone is still asleep. It's 5 o'clock a.m. It rained at night and some of us had to sleep outside. It was a memorable expedition. At first, I was wondering if I could sleep outside in the cold weather. I couldn't even imagine. It rained 2 or 3 times and it was a little scary, but the weather was great. I am in a good mood now. We have woken up. Now we want to go swimming. We are in a good mood. Indeed, the rain scared us, but it's okay now. While we walked in the mountains, we saw three seasons here. We saw the snow, we saw the scorching hot, as well as we saw the spring as well. It rained once or twice. Everyone may wonder that how we spent the night in such a forest, in thick pine forests, but it was very fun. Fresh air, here the river is flowing. In the morning, we had a very interesting conversation with the crew members at the bonfire. The rest of our partners are also slowly waking up and coming out of the tent one by one. We are all in a good mood. Now we are going to have a breakfast. Then we will walk along the Kalai Gorge and cross to River Sahad. Then we will be crossing the Bahçehana rocks and we will follow the dinosaur footprints. We had a great rest. We have high plans for today. Today we intend to see the dinosaur footprints once again and enrich our existing knowledge scientifically. We washed our faces in 10 minutes and started getting ready for breakfast. A plan of further work was drawn up on the table. We had a breakfast and prepared our luggage to leave, and now we are on our way. In the middle of the summer, we spent the night here after returning from Kalai Gorge and Amir Temur Cave. Now we want to go. It rained at night, and in such fresh air we are going ahead. The sixth day of our expedition is coming to an end. Rain started to shiver. We have to go to the dinosaur tracks. We have uploaded our luggage and we continue on our way. As we descended, the look of the gorge slowly began to change. It must be raining a lot from this area because there are plenty of species and numbers of plants and trees in this area. This spruce tree is infected with the fungus. In this case, it will gradually dry out. As this is the territory of the Gisar Nature Reserve, we cannot help it with any chemical drugs. Doesn't this fungus spread to other species? It goes to other trees as well. Look at those trees. They are also infected with the fungus. If you look at the trees, they have red spots on their branches. If this continues, all the spruce will dry out, won't it? The drying process may take 50, 60 or 100 years. For instance, if a spruce lives for 1,000 years, then 20 years will lose because of the disease. Everyone is worried about how to cross the river because it's a fast-flowing river. We have to cross this river anyway. Can we cross it? Yes, it's impossible to walk on this side of the road, but from here we can pass to the other side of the river. Let's see. We went through the first crossing under the guidance of our leaders. Look around and you can see it, right? It looks like a huge green world awaits us. We feel it with a light breath of soft air. Well, now we have to go through this second crossing. Yes, it was a bit dangerous. So the reserve staff helped to the older companion on horseback to cross the river. Here we have barely got through the most difficult places. From here, if we climb to the top of these rocks, we will go to the dinosaur footprints. We have made a progress to cross this river. After crossing, we all turned back. We were amazed by the beauty of this green valley, which allows us to feel pleasure along with danger. Now we turn to the right. If we drive along this road, we will cross the confluence of Halay Sharon and Gutala rivers. At that moment, a gentle rain began to fall. His soft voice whispered in our ears that there were more beautiful places ahead. Now we are in a place called Boynas Kotani. Here, goats, bears, and other animals take shelter from rain and snow in winter. Indeed, the rocks is long and the bottom is covered inwards. It can shelter about 200 head of goats from the rain. It's a home to endangered snow leopards and Turkestan lynx on similar rocks in the region's spruce-covered forests. Here we saw their traces.
Uzbekistan qizil kitobiga kiritilgan Turkiston silosini
The Turkestan lynx, which is included in the Red Book of Uzbekistan, brought here rabbit and consumed it. The rabbit was cut into pieces with lynx teeth and its meat was eaten. Here are its remains. This is a very interesting creature. After sucking the blood, it opens the chest part of the rabbit. After eating the heart, liver and head, it leaves the rest. If it's hungry, it eats half of it and leaves the rest. Here two lynx come and ate rabbits. There are nothing left of them. He just tore off their skins and ate their meat. Not far away, there was a place where a bear broke the hive of bees on the wall and ate the honey. As you can see, a bee has built a nest here. This is the bee's nest. He has laid his larva here. Usually a large larva comes out of the bee. This is the proof that you can see the traces of its claws. With great force, it opened this place with its 8 centimeters wide claws and ate the bees. The larva of the bee is up to 5 centimeters long and is very sweet. Its claws are larger than a human's claws. Its tail is 8 centimeters long. We can open it with any tool and the bear opened it with its claws. It moved at least 100 kilograms of soil stones here and ate the bees from here. After having a rest in Boynas Kotani, we continued on our way. Sokshahonas mountain pass is waiting for us ahead. We have to stop our program here for now, and we will continue the topic in the next episode of our program.